the first 6 weeks, we went from 50 job applications a week. I want to get this right. 50 job applications a week to 900.
Well, so people are literally just contacting you going,
it was great. It was great. It was such a great, in terms of like employer branding. It was so great for recruitment, and we still get people. We don't use recruiters. We do very little outreach in terms of recruitment. Lots of people come to us because they see what it's like, and it kind of helps us get the culture match a bit better, because we struggled for a bit to make sure people, we got good people in, but were they the culture fit we wanted? We have a very distinct culture, as you can kind of pick up from the videos, and we weren't necessarily getting the culture match right. And the videos now, you can watch what it's going to be like. You can't create 320 days of consecutive content and fake it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you're listening. In this episode, I wanted to talk about vlogging. A big part of employer marketing is about really giving people, potential employees, a view into the life of an organization. This has manifested itself over the years in employer marketing in brochures, websites, employee profiles, blog posts, Twitter takeovers, Instagram stories. And they're all trying to do one thing, and that really is about putting you in the shoes of employees to really feel what it's like working in an organization before you join. And that's, of course, a big part of employer branding. And that's why I'm super happy to have Harry Hugo here with me today. He's co-founder of the Goat Agency, and I wanted to talk to him about their Daily Goat vlog, which takes this approach to a kind of a whole new level. So, hi, Harry. How's it going?
Not bad. I'm sat here in the... I can only describe as a bomb site of a bedroom, which has just got clothes and letters and Deliveroo remnants, which has become my office. And then I've got this microphone, which is propped up by it is propped up by 8 toilet rolls in order to meet a sort of a mouth height. But I'm here. And it's working nicely.
Good. And how are you finding the whole thing of working from home, living at home 24/7?
Yeah, I mean, it's a few different things that complicate it further. So, first of all, I wasn't a massive believer in work from home. I didn't believe that lots of people would do work, and I think I've been proven wrong there.
Okay.
Secondly, I live with my 2 best mates in a flat in London. We live on the 26th floor, so we have no garden, we have no outdoor space. We've got a small balcony, but other than that, we've very limited space outside. And they also both work for me. So in terms of work-life balance, we don't really have that much. Before, because, I'm very fortunate, and the company's very fortunate to be the size that it is now, I don't actually spend much time with them on a day-to-day level when we were in the office. But now, obviously, I spend every single waking hour with them. And also talking about one thing, which is work. So it's been an interesting one. But we've been friends for a long time before Goat as well. So it's gone relatively smoothly, I'd say. And to be honest, I'm quite enjoying it. I'm quite enjoying the little downtime. That 5-10 minutes in between calls is time that I've just never had before. Running an agency of our size in a fast-moving industry like social media, there's so many things going on all the time where someone's just coming into your office to ask you a question, and those 5-10 minute downtimes between the next task that you're going to perform just don't exist in an office, because you get distracted and other things happen around you, whereas working from home you actually get them. So that probably accumulates between 40 and 60 minutes a day of actual downtime, thinking time, which I think has really helped progress the business over the last few weeks, despite us not believing it would.
Nice. Yeah, it's very valuable, isn't it? It's good to be able to step away from what has been the kind of usual routine of going into the office and just doing what's always been done for a long time. I listened to your lockdown live talking about the whole thing about working from home and remote working. So interesting stuff. Anyway, so the Goat Agency, what do you guys do?
Sure. So we're an influencer marketing agency led, totally on social media. We work with the biggest brands in the world, and we try and do the coolest campaigns we possibly can. But really, we're about ROI for our clients. I like to think we're a young, energetic agency that is looking to do something different, disruptive. We are, well, I'm 25 myself. The other two co-founders are 30 and 33. We've never worked at an agency before. We've still got no idea what working at an agency is like as a founding three. And we've got no real interest in finding out, really, because we believe that the old agency model is one that doesn't really work in the new world that we live in. And I think that's been further shown by the fact that COVID-19 has come in and forced incredible amount of disruption and probably premature digitalization than what we believed would happen over the next couple of years, really. And we've been talking about it quite a lot. The fact that we believe that really a week now in the COVID-19 lockdown world is like a month in a pre-COVID world in terms of digitalization. It's massively sped up the force that had to happen in order to move these big brands into digitalizing and going onto social in a real tangible way.
And yeah, absolutely. And the stuff you're doing with the Daily Goat, I think is showing that you guys are kind of well ahead in that respect. And so what is it? What is the Daily Goat, and why did you start it?
A few different reasons why we started it. But I'll give some context about what it is first. So we literally document every single day of working in the office. Now, this is obviously less relevant now office wise, but we still document the inner workings of the agency every single day from the eyes of the employees. We have loved doing it. We're about 320 episodes in, 320 consecutive working days. We literally haven't missed a day yet since we started. We started over a year ago now. And it's been great fun. We've learned a lot. We've learned a lot about ourselves. We've learned a lot about what we think and how we get that across. We've learned a lot about positioning. We've learned a lot about B2B marketing, which is something we were quite weak on before. And now we're quite strong because we've literally done it for ourselves. And why did we do it? We were talking the talk without walking the walk to all our big brands, all our big clients. We were saying, okay, yeah, you should be creating more content. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. And then we weren't doing it ourselves. Our social channels weren't very good. We weren't doing anything different. We weren't proud of necessarily the stuff that we were creating for ourselves. And that just felt totally wrong in comparison to what it should be. And therefore we're like, okay, we have to walk the walk as well as talk the talk. So that was a major part of it. And then if I'm honest, Channel 4 came to us and said, we want to roll out the 24 hours in series. Okay. So they had like the 24 hours in the A&E, they've had 24 hours in police or the Met or something like that. And they wanted to do 24 hours in an agency or in advertising.
Okay, yeah.
And they wanted us. So this is before we did the Daily Go. They'd heard about us. We were fast growing, we were young, we looked a bit different to what other people looked like in the agency world. And we work in social influencers, which is obviously a very, very in thing. And that's kind of the trigger, I suppose, where we were like, okay, well, if Channel 4 want it, then there's something in this. And we asked Channel 4 about what the kind of governance would be from our side, and it was nothing. And we're like, okay, well, if they're going to have a complete control to tell our story, then we might as well just have complete control to tell our story to the people that we want to tell our story to. And really, we don't care about 1 million people watching our stuff. That's not the goal. That's not the reason for why we create the content we do. We have thousands of people that watch our stuff every day. But we care about who it is. All we're doing this for, and I'm totally crude with it, we're looking to make more money. Now, if we can help people along the way and inspire people and let people think and let people inside our four walls of our business, hypothetically, then that's a positive. But let's be honest, this is a marketing tool for sales, and therefore I don't care if one person watches it a day, as long as it's that one person who's going to spend millions of pounds with us. And it's been very, very, very successful for us, to be honest. We invested a lot of money. It's certainly not something that comes cheap in order to do it well. We hired a team that just creates the vlog every single day. We've created a bit of a star in our videographer, who's become a bit of a
he's great, Max.
character. He's behind the camera and
brilliant.
kind of is like he's like the layman inside an agency. So and that's kind of what we always want to keep him as. Someone can watch the videos, and we might talk in marketing jargon, but he'll always break it down because he'll question us and call us out on it because he doesn't understand it, because he's he's just one of the viewers. So we create a team of 4 people that just work on the vlog every single day. So it's about 200 grand a year we will spend on the vlog. For context, we generated about, I'd say we've generated between 2.5 to 3 million pounds worth of business in the last year directly from the vlog.
Brilliant.
So the ROI is ridiculous, but
brilliant.
we saw zero ROI sales wise for the first 6 months, 0. But in the first 6 weeks, we went from 50 job applications a week. I want to get this right. 50 job applications a week to 900.
Well, so people are literally just contacting you going,
it was great. It was great. It was such a great, in terms of like employer branding. It was so great for recruitment, and we still get people. We don't use recruiters. We do very little outreach in terms of recruitment. Lots of people come to us because they see what it's like, and it kind of helps us get the culture match a bit better, because we struggled for a bit to make sure people, we got good people in, but were they the culture fit we wanted? We have a very distinct culture, as you can kind of pick up from the videos, and we weren't necessarily getting the culture match right. And the videos now, you can watch what it's going to be like. You can't create 320 days of consecutive content and fake it. It's impossible. Right. In the first 2 weeks, people were like, "Oh yeah, you must be faking these meetings and kind of scripting what you're saying." And we're like, "No, we're not actors." And then after the 5th, 6th week, they're like, "Okay, yeah, I get it. That's just how you are," because it's impossible for non-actors to act that consistently for that long. That's just how it is. Now, we're not doing anything crazy, but we say things how they are. We're running a business at the end of the day. We tell our cameraman to fuck off if he's annoying us. Like it's just how we would expect it to be, and we try and keep as much of the honest stuff on camera as we possibly can.
You need someone like Matt, though, don't you, to drive it as well? To get involved and because if you leave it to other people, you'll always be too busy, won't you? So to have someone like him just to drive it and get in the way sometimes, but then
100%. And we've made a lot of
way of doing it.
We've made a lot of really, shy people in the office, introverted people who, for clarity, we force no one to do this. If you wanted to not ever be in the vlog, you put your name down and we don't touch you. And you're never seen on camera, let alone ask questions.
Okay.
But if you wanted to do it, we've turned some incredibly shy people who never really talked to anyone outside their team into stars of the vlog. And Shakira is probably a great example of that. Someone who was very, very quiet, no one really knew that much about, and then she kind of struck up this dynamic with Matt where she was always like sick of him. And the kind of like the classic, like we always talk about internally about the Shakira eye roll when Matt comes over and you can see her eyes rolling. Nice. And there was this really nice dynamic, and we're not stupid enough to know we're not creating a reality TV show here. When we were in the office and we did 280 episodes in the office or whatever, 270 episodes day in day out in the office. It was a reality TV show. People tuned in because they liked certain characters. They didn't like others. They thought others were annoying. They thought others were funny. They liked Matt, all these different things. Like people tune in to see what other people's lives are like. And an office environment where most people are, in a relatable circumstance, it's great. It's great viewing. Now, there's definitely ways that we can improve it, but we are just filming what's really happening.
That's good. And how have you, the impact of obviously COVID, and all of a sudden, I remember the video where you basically announced from your flat on the 20 whatever floor, going, right, today we're going to try something out, and we're going to be working from home, and but the vlog must continue. Kind of what's the kind of, how has that impacted on the vlog, and what have you done kind of to make up for the fact you're not in the same place?
So on a vlog point of view, it's been hard.
Okay.
It was easy at the start, and that's mainly because like the excitement, right? It's completely different. Working from home, people prioritizing their day in a different way. Um, but as it's gone on, like it's hard for people to put time aside in order to create content and think about what to say. The beauty, and not to blow too much smoke up his ass, but Matt is a superstar. We hired him thinking he was going to be this silent person behind the camera. He's going to be a great videographer. That's why we hired him. And what we actually found was he's this bundle of energy. But not only that, he's incredibly charismatic behind the camera, and he can make people. He gets the best out of them. So he can bring someone and create a storyline out of nothing, and he bounces off people really, really well. And that, as soon as we unleash Matt into the character that he is now, and Matt is very similar to the character he plays, but he is a character in the vlog for sure, because naturally he's learned more and more of the business and how it works, but he has to kind of dumb that down in order to continue to be this character to help the viewer through the journey. Okay. But without him or a character like him, it's a very, very different product. And when you're relying on that, spark to come from someone filming themselves from home, it's a very, very different product. And that's why we've slightly transitioned in the last sort of couple of weeks about what that content looks like. Are we going to be doing some bit more fun content? Going to try and lighten the mood. Matt's done some of the content on his own channel. I'm not sure if you follow him on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
But he's done like this series where he's learning about historic art with his flatmate, which is just so classic.
It's great. Yeah.
He also did. He learned all the words to a song from Monty Python. Like he's done flower arranging. He's done spelling bee with his flatmate, like all the different things that you'd kind of associate with easy to film, but kind of creating these video series. And that's kind of the light-hearted entertainment. I think we've always tried to be entertainment cross insight, and we've always tried to balance that amongst different characters on the vlog. So we have someone like Sam Fowler, who's a great character on the vlog, and he's always going to give you a slight entertainment angle. May's always going to give you that smile, and you're going to feel yourself smiling by just watching her and kind of feel the energy. And then you'll get insight from Aaron or myself or Alex, or it could be anyone really. I mean, but we really have understood now who's going to give us what. And that's helped the dynamic. But working from home and creating a daily piece of content that's as engaging. Can we create a daily piece of content? Can we create a weekly piece of content that's as engaging? Yes, definitely. But daily, like, there's so many things that people forget have to go into it to make it good. The edit is a day's edit, and we're a day in lieu every single day. So yeah, it's tough going. It's tough going. It's we went for a lot of editors at the start, and then we found Tom, who was incredibly valuable for us because he could turn it around in 5 hours, not 9. Yeah, and that made a huge difference to being able to kind of up the quality of it, up the edit quality, up the little bits that make it shine, rather than just get it out, which was very much the ethos at the start of the project.
I really like what you guys do in terms of mixing it up. Like there's a video of your guys talking about TikTok, and referring back to, I think it was episode 151 when you were talking a few months ago about how TikTok is here, and it's definitely on its way mainstream. And so there's that kind of insightful side of things about looking at a particular platform, and then there's the lockdown live, which is a bit of a side thing to the daily goats, but it's that thing about you and Aaron, Nick and others to actually share insights about what's going on at the moment and the briefings that are happening by the government and what your views are on that. I think that's a really nice mix because, well, as you say, you've got business out of it because it's showing what the people are like to work with. Sure. Your understanding, your expertise.
We have clients who literally ask for some of our account managers because they see them on the vlog. Like that's the power of this. Like we've created personalities, and I think lots of people talk about personal branding, and they talk about it for like the CEO and the founders and things like that. And look, I'm very passionate about that as well, but I also understand the value of low down employer personal branding. Like the value, the difficulty we had when we were looking at other people who were doing sort of big scale personal branding, and obviously you look at Gary Vee, etc. Was the okay? Well, what happens if something goes wrong? Like it's always his problem, because someone's always going to want to talk to him. If you're spending 5 million quid a year and something's not going 100% right, and he's the guy who sold you in, you believe in him, like you're only ever going to go to him. The beauty, and that's very like obviously he's done a great deal scaling it, right? And I think what Gary's done is great, but scaling the personal branding past the sole founder or the group of senior team has been so valuable to us, because Sam Fowler has a huge presence on the vlog, and he's loved by his clients for being on the vlog. And then we had one client who came in. I was sat in a meeting with them, glass meeting room in the office, and people coming past going for cups of tea, and she was naming every single person who walked past. Every single person she named.
That's so good.
And it must have been 15 or 20 people walked past, and she knew exactly what they did and like the last time they were on the vlog, their name, like they just love it. And these are people spending hundreds of thousands of pounds with us. So the exciting thing about it for me is, okay, how can we build a deeper love for our brand? We have very, very few agencies in the world who have people who love the brand of an agency. Why would you? But we're trying to build that kind of consumer aspect from a B2B level into our brand.
And ultimately, when we talk about, say, employer branding, that is what already exists. An employer brand already exists, and it's what the people are like at work. And so actually this is like actually a great example, I think, of employer branding. There's the employer branding world is got lots of employee value propositions, employer brand themes and pillars, and can often be heavy on the messaging, but ultimately is what it's like to be with your employees and your future colleagues. And so that's why for me the Daily Goat is just that's why I was keen to talk to you about it, really. And when it comes to when people are going through that, so they've approached you and said they want to work with you guys, or want to apply for a job, or you've got a vacancy and you get a flood of inquiries, applications. How do the candidates, kind of the people who you're interviewing, find the vlog? How valuable do they find the vlog?
The clients or the employees?
The employees, yeah. So candidates who are looking to join you and going through a recruitment process.
I think it's pretty, like I said, in terms of the onboarding, it makes it a lot easier. It's a lot easier to remember names. Like we've got over 100 staff, and I know that it's very daunting coming into an office where everyone knows each other already and knows what everyone does and who everyone is and what their name is. Like you can watch, I don't know, let's say 2 hours of our vlog content, and you will know every single member of staff in the office and what they do. There's a good chance. So I think that's very valuable. I think what I was talking about earlier, I think that culture fit is it's vital for us. It's so important that we get a culture fit, because we need people to buy in to the overall journey and what we're trying to achieve, and that's not always easy. I mean, I think it's also that element of, we want people to get excited. And if they're part of something that's completely different, we had, so May, who is on the vlog quite a lot, and is known for having like this most infectious smile. She joined because of the vlog. She came from Mindshare, so another big agency. Yeah. And she joined because she watched the vlog and she loved it. And she's come in, and we've done a great job. She's taken a Mindshare client already. She's managing one of our biggest accounts in the UK, and she's obviously a fan favorite on the vlog as well. So I think the opportunity for recruitment is great, the opportunity for onboarding is great, and then the opportunity for internal culture is great. I think lots of people talk about the fact that they like to switch off when they go on holiday, which I totally agree with, and I think that it's very, very important. We've just released our holiday allocation changes for this year in order to force people to take holiday on a monthly basis at a minimum, because working from home, we feel like it's people are finding it harder to take a day off. or feel like they can, and then we're forcing it upon them because I think it's really important that people don't burn out. But on the flip side, it is really nice that, say, when the world does resume back to normal, when you go on holiday, to just be able to tune in of an evening by the pool and watch a 10-minute segment, see what your mates are doing back at home, and kind of keep in the loop. Not forcing people to read emails. I'm certainly not forcing people to watch it whilst they're abroad. But, is it nice? And have I heard lots of stories of people doing that? Yeah, for sure. And I love doing that as well. It's kind of nice to stay kind of in touch, but not.
I remember a Mexico episode, I think, when you're on holiday in Mexico.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that about,
we've done a lot,
I think, last summer. That was good.
Yeah.
They kind of I think, checking in on things. But it is lovely that people can, if they want to check in and see how it's going, kind of back at the ramp, so to speak. It's lovely that they do that. It's as you say, you're not forcing them to. When it comes to, okay, so a lot of listeners will go, okay, well, it sounds like it takes a lot to do this, and it does. You've got a team dedicated to do it, and you've got Matt who's kind of driving this for you. But what kind of advice would you give the organisations who are thinking, okay, well, I want to do some part of this. I want at least make a start on doing something, but I don't have, say, maybe 200 grand to fork out on people.
Well, look, there's plenty of ways that you can do this on your own. It just requires a lot of time and effort, right? And expertise. You've got to learn how to video edit. I think the key piece of information that needs to ring out is the fact that anyone can do this, and anyone can and should be creating more content. We're creating content here, and like I said at the start of this podcast, I'm sat in my room surrounded by Deliveroo takeaway bags. I've got an old cardboard box which was let me have a look. Looks like it was some sort of, I think it was Denby plates that were delivered from Amazon. I've turned that upside down and I've put 8 toilet rolls stacked up in a pyramid, and put a mic on the top in order to speak into this. This is not a complicated thing. It just takes a bit of effort and a bit of time. But the results are fantastic in terms of creating content. It doesn't have to be brilliant. If you go back and watch our first vlog, you will be shocked if you then go back and watch episode 199 and 199. I say 199 so confidently because I do believe that's our best ever vlog. We went to LA to watch the KSI versus the Logan Paul vlog.
Oh yes, I remember that one. Yeah.
And it was ridiculously. It's just a brilliant vlog, the difference in quality is so significant. But that's just because we took, we 199 days into it. We know what we're doing. We've got a bit more understanding about what works, what doesn't. So just getting started is the hardest bit. We took 2 years to decide to do this. We knew we wanted to do it. It took 2 years to do it. And actually, from us making the decision we were going to do it and to us starting took 24 hours. So we made the decision on Thursday night, and we had Matt in for an interview. I hired an editor on the Friday afternoon. They started on the Monday. We recorded on the Monday, and we put the first vlog out on the Tuesday. That was how we started. We just went, we're just going to have to do it. We invested £10,000 in camera equipment. We put it on their desk on Monday morning when they arrived, and they just started filming. That was it.
Yeah,
we just had to do that in order to make it actually happen. And people were like, oh yeah, you should start off by doing it weekly. It's like, no, definitely don't do that. Start off by building a habit. This is a habit game. And yeah, if you're doing something slightly longer form, like a podcast, then doing it daily, yeah, it's hard. Even when we were doing lockdown live every day, every afternoon for like the first 2 or 3 weeks, which was good fun, and we saw a lot of value from it. But doing that every day was tough going. But creating a vlog every day of what you're doing isn't that hard. Like, we've got down to, even our bumper vlogs, we got down to like, I don't know, 20 to 25 minutes of filming total across all people.
Okay.
And that's very easy, very manageable, and makes editing very easy as well. So practice makes perfect, and there's no time at the present. LinkedIn is blowing up right now. There's a great opportunity to create better content. Doesn't all have to be video, doesn't all have to be podcast. Like, be creative, but not creating content right now is a mistake.
Definitely. You guys stand out on LinkedIn. I think, there's companies that are, doing the same level as, you're even around the same level as you guys. I don't know many of them, if any, to be honest. I think you're right. Absolutely. LinkedIn is actually, I think, finally becoming the platform it was always meant to be. but
100%.
it's taking time, isn't it? But it's LinkedIn is that, you guys are killing LinkedIn, and it's great to actually see that kind of content on LinkedIn. Whereas maybe a year or so, a few years ago, it would have seemed, well, let's just put it on YouTube, But you're a business, and it's got to be on LinkedIn. I think that kind of thing, and then changes what other people perceive what good content is on LinkedIn as well. So you're forcing the change, I think, and I'm seeing other people start to kind of cotton onto things and do similar things as well, which is great. What's your favorite Daily Go episode?
I think it has to be 199.
Okay.
There's a few. I think it's number 40, 47 or 49, which is the day we so there's a massive awards show in the industry called the BT Sport Industry Awards. And I went to my first BT Sport Industry Awards when I was 18. And the reason I love it so much, and the reason it's different, there's so many award shows in marketing, and they're all shit. But this one's very different because it feels like it's 1,000 people in the Battersea Evolution in Battersea Park. And it's the tier down from the Sports Personality of the Year. But all the sports stars still go. So like last year was Raheem Sterling, Gareth Southgate, like it's top tier. And they're all just wandering around. No one's boxed off from anyone. Like it's just, they might be on your table. It's nuts. So imagine an 18-year-old who absolutely loves sport walking into that room, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I got invited the first year when I was 18, so I have to go every single time I possibly can. The next year we didn't get invited. I spent a week in my job just trying to like butter people up in order to find an extra table seat. Nice. And I got one with a law firm who were going, and Nick Cook, my business partner now at Go, also got one. He got one with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we both went the year after as well. And then that night, Nick and I had a drink. It was about 2 a.m. with AP McCoy at the bar after just dancing with Thierry Henry on the dance floor. Like this is the level. Like brilliant. It is nuts. We had a drink at AP McCoy, and we both said to each other, "We're gonna win that award one day." And the biggest award of the night is Agency of the Year. And the first year of our agency, we were so I was 20. So it was 2015. There was the first time they'd had Young Agency of the Year as an award, and we won it. And going up on that stage, David Hay giving me a pat on the back as I walked up. You got Adebayo Akinfenwa and his brothers going ballistic because we worked with them that year in front of the stage, and we got an Olympic gold medalist giving us the award. And this is a 1,000-person arena, and we're like, wow, this is awesome. We actually won an award at our favorite ever event. And then we've been a few times since, and then we came second last year in Agency of the Year. But the difference in Agency of the Year compared to all the other awards is there's a judging day. Now the judging day is done about 3 to 4 weeks prior to the actual award night. And it requires 6 judges to have 40 minutes in your office, and you can do whatever you want you want to impress them. And we'd always heard about this because, the Agencies of the Year nominees are always Octagon, M&C Saatchi, Two Circles, Ogilvy, CAA, Wasserman, the biggest sports agencies in the world. And so the first time we got into that list, we got nominated as one of 6 alongside those sort of names. And considering we're not a sports agency, we're about to do 20% of our work in sport. That was an amazing honor, but it's because we love that award show so much. But the big thing was that there's a judging day and we could do whatever we want. So our idea was, one, to vlog the whole thing, because no one had ever talked about it externally. They'd always talked about the fact that there was a judging day, but no one ever revealed what they did. So we're like, okay, we're the new guys in town here. We're going to disrupt. We're going to tell everybody live what we're doing. So we started started this Twitter war against all the other agencies who are nominated, because the judges go from one agency to another. So we were like teasing the things that we were going to do, calling them out, say theirs wasn't going to be good enough. Then started live streaming the bit when they arrived, and then we filmed the whole thing. The idea was we we thought all the other agencies were going to do this huge, like, big welcome for the judges. And so, like confetti going off, all the staff there, etc., were like humming. So we went for the opposite. We evacuated the whole building, and they walked into an empty office. So an office that's 12,500 square foot. There was no one in there.
Wow.
And they were like, what? And then as we walked around the office, we went into one of the meeting rooms and we sat them down, showed them a video where it told them that this was the size of the office that we won Young Agency of the Year at 2 years ago. And it was like a 8-person office.
Okay.
And they were sat in this 120-person office in central London. And they were like, okay, wow, look at the growth. And then I said, okay, well, over the next 20 minutes, people are going to feed in at the rate that they were hired at over the last 2 years since we won that award. And when they came out of the main presentation, the whole office was full, people just doing their job, but it was absolutely humming. So that kind of build up of that crescendo of having no idea what's going on to having like, this is what the culture is all about. And we filmed the whole thing. And filmed me explaining what it was all going to happen before it happened, and being nervous, Aaron being potentially late because he was coming from a meeting with Lidl on the other side of London. Like, the tension and drama is great. And that was like episode 40. And yeah, that was exciting. And that's a good memory. But yeah, I mean, the best vlog is definitely 199 KSI versus Logan Paul in LA. Definitely.
Yeah, it looked like a good night. Definitely. Yeah.
Honestly, one of the best nights of my life.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, it's fantastic. I watch the vlog regularly, and I think for me, it's, you really do get a feel for, what it's like being there, and you notice the people that are in the vlog, and you do feel an element of kind of feeling like you know them before you have even met them or spoken to them. So it's really nice to see this, and long may it continue. I think your kind of advice around just starting is absolutely spot on, because it's actually great to be able to look back at something and see how far you've come. So it doesn't have to be perfect right off the bat, because it's obviously a learning process, isn't it? So I think that's a really good takeaway, which is just start something, start small, and know that it will become better, and people are gaining confidence of being in front of camera or behind the camera, and you'll have something that is documenting what life is like and opinions within the organization, which is, I think, really, really valuable for taking it straight back to what employer branding is all about. So yeah, I really I think that's our time done now. But I really appreciate your time, Hugo. It's been good to chat with you, and what I'll do is I'll drop some links into some episodes, that KSI one in particular, into my episode description, so people can have a look and see what it's all about. And I'll put it out on LinkedIn.
Great. Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure talking about the Daily Goat and what we've created over the last 300 episodes. So thank you very much for having us.
Good stuff. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to follow or subscribe for the latest episode drops. And don't forget to get in touch if you want to contribute.